Good morning, Stevie.
Morning.
Gaddafi,
Angie, Bas, first class.
Bas.
Where's my personal good morning?
Good morning, G.
Is it because Stevie looks better than me? And I'm dressed quite loud today, aren't I?
Yeah, you're all in green.
I love the colour.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
Very
colour?
summery.
She's the green goddess.
I'm
this
the
morning.
limelight
Yeah.
of today's
You-
show.
Ooh, we're getting it.
Lime is green, eh? Lime is green. Very clever,
Limelight.
very clever, G.
Yeah.
Well done.
Very clever. Now then, Stevie,
Angie.
welcome back, first of all.
Thank you.
And where have you been?
I've been to Norway.
Norway?
Yeah.
Norway.
Yeah.
No
that's
way,
right.
man.
No
way, man.
way.
No way.
No way, Stevie. Seriously, where you been?
What was the weather like, Stevie, over there?
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah?
It's very, very sunny. I think the first few days were a bit dull.
It was a bit dull.
It was a bit dull, but I think my last 2-3 days, they weren't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And any chance of wedding bells ringing?
Far from wedding bells.
Cuides todos, familia?
Tell me, what are the women like over there in Norway? Because it's a pretty dark country, isn't it? When I say dark, I mean the weather-wise is dark, isn't it?
Well, to be honest with you, Norway is the village of
He's being
Europe.
to be honest with me. Go on.
Go on. Norway is the village of Europe, to be honest with you, and it is, compared to other European countries, slightly sort of laid back.
Yeah.
But blondes with blue eyes seem to grow on trees there,
Blondes with blue eyes.
and everybody's as thin as a stick.
Well,
Are they?
I think that's due to healthy eating. They eat a lot more seafood, fish, stuff like that, and they look after themselves.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be a compliment for the women? Thin as sticks.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
An indirect compliment.
Is that it? Once they go on the seafood diet, it's terrible with the seafood, and they eat it. So it's the women are, most of them are blonde and blue eyes. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Most Scandinavian women are, but in Norwegian, yes,
Now then, were they tall women?
very tall.
You see, now I have to say, I prefer a woman that's smaller than myself.
Why's that?
Well,
You're in the stepladder.
I tell you what, Stevie.
Angie.
If a woman came up to me, 6'2", I'd feel threatened.
Well, you give my number.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll definitely give her your number. But what I'm
Really?
saying, if one came up to me taller than me,
Right.
I couldn't deal with that.
See, men's
She has
inferior.
to. Ideal woman for me has to be between 5 foot and 5'7".
I don't have a problem with heights. I mean, I've been on, sort of out with women that are much shorter than me, but it's fine. It's cool.
And I
Variety.
and I
Stevie,
Lucky num num.
you didn't actually answer the question Billy asked you, posed to you. Are the women actually attractive out there? That's what I want to know. Are
Over
they
in
pretty?
Norway?
Yeah.
They are gorgeous. They are
Okay.
really, really gorgeous.
You can blonde hair, the blue eyes, but you didn't say they're gorgeous.
and do they
No.
do they speak English, Stevie?
Yeah, what it is, English is sort of compulsory in schools there, so you know it's a second language. Everybody can speak it there, so it's not much of a problem.
Is it the Sweden way of speaking?
That was more German, I think. Though.
It's German, is it?
I couldn't tell you the difference. and what is Norway famous for?
It actually invented the paperclip.
The paperclip.
That's right.
How interesting.
Wow.
Please invite them to the next party we have here at Excel. I'm sure they'll be the life and soul of the party.
And you didn't paperclip yourself to anybody?
No, not this time round.
Not this time round.
No. And how long does it take to get to Norway, Stevie?
About an hour and 40 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the flight route.
And you went from Birmingham?
No, I flew from Stansted. They used to fly from Birmingham, but for some reason they've come to a stop. But hopefully in the future they will.
Yeah, you can't understand that. You know, we call ourselves Birmingham International Airport, and yet we have to still go down to Stansted or Heathrow or
That is so
Gatwick.
true.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
That is so true.
So an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, about an hour and 40 minutes, that's right.
And how much daylight do you have there?
Well, in southern Norway is fine, but if you go up northern Norway, we have a place called the Land of the Midnight Sun, where in the summer it's always daylight, and in the winter it's always dark.
Wow.
I'd love that.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
That's amazing.
I'll tell you what, that must play havoc with the animals, because obviously they wouldn't know, would they, whether they're coming or going? The owl would be all right, though, wouldn't it?
I'm sure of it. Lucky out.
Okay, let me tell you the story. This happened last Sunday. I was invited to when I say wonderful family, I mean wonderful. To me, the father was the man that I really warmed to in the house for the simple reason because I chatted to him for a long time, and he told me that he came here 51 years ago, and when he came over here, if you couldn't find a job, which was very, very rare because basically you could walk out of one job into another job, any factory or foundry, He said you could go and sign on, and you got £6 or £7 for signing on. He said, and how wonderful is that? How wonderful is that? And everybody used to all live in one house. They all used to share the bed. So you do the 6 till 2 shift, and you do the 2 till 10, and you do the 10 till 6. You heard about that, Stevie? Yeah, you heard about that. So I had a wonderful conversation with them. But you see, I had 2 young women with me who I'd promised for a long, long time that I would take them out for a meal.
Okay.
2 years later, it happened. But I said to both of them, I said, look, because the one's got a very nice posh car.
Oh, okay.
So I said, I'll tell you what, we'll go in your car. She said, okay, Billy, that isn't a problem. We'll go in my car. So we went in her car. And whilst we were going in her car, I said, look, I need to pop around to see this family. They want to say hello to me, etc. Do you mind? They said, no, we don't mind. We turned up there. We met the family. Like I said, absolutely beautiful people, all of them. And obviously, Asians being Asians, they don't let you go without eating anything.
Oh.
Excuse me. Very clever.
So, no.
Very smooth.
Yeah, I can just see
Very
this coming.
smooth.
Can't we? Jalakia.
hang on a minute, Stevie. What do you mean very clever? As if I've planned this.
Yes.
As if I've planned
Of
this.
course not, Billy.
Could I do that?
No.
No. So anyway, I was keeping my zaban, that's keeping my word, my tongue, right? So I take these 2 individuals along, and we sit there, and next thing you know, they pull away this kapra, and underneath the kapra is samosas, cakes, the business, everything's there.
Spread.
And obviously, if you don't have anything to eat, you offend people. Am I right?
Of course, Billy.
Am I right? Yeah? If I said, no, we don't want to eat nothing, right, they'd be offended. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we all had something to eat. We all had samosas, there was cakes, and there was nuts, and everything was there on the table. And when we finished, we said, thank you very much, take care, God bless, and off we went. Now, the 2 young women that were with me both want to watch their weight. And they said to me, Billy, we feel full. I said, oh, what a shame.
Lucky Billy.
So I said, we're not going to the hotel round the corner then to have this 3-course meal. They said, no. They said, but you're not getting away with it, Billy. We still want something to eat. So they took me to another place, which wasn't so dear, and then we all had a jacky potato each.
Whoa, Billy, honestly, you've got to give
Got off
Billy his
lightly as
dues.
usual.
Honestly.
Got off lightly.
Billy, that batua bhi bach gaya Billy's account.
There we are. That's my story. That's why I said to you, I don't want to share it with you quickly. But how about this? The next one, you know, another one with a posh car, it's her turn next to take us out for a meal.
So you'll make sure that you go on an empty stomach.
I will make sure that I haven't had anything to eat for 2 days, right? So that when I go there, I'll have plenty to eat, And we're going to a nice restaurant as well.
And will she be driving?
No. I will go in my car. I will take my car.
Okay, but you won't be paying.
No, I won't be paying.
Obviously
I won't be paying. And the other thing as well I want to share with you. Now, this is a way of getting 2 drinks for the price of 1.
Okay.
What you've got to do is what I do. Is you buy yourself, for example, a J2O. And then you say to the person behind the counter, it's a bit too strong for me, which is true in my case. I'm not lying. It's the truth, right? Which is true. And say, could I have a glass of cold water as well, please? Okay, because otherwise they'll sell you a bottle of water.
Right.
Then when you get back to your table, what you can do is you can dilute your drink with the water. So thus, instead of having
Billy,
one
please
drink,
don't fall that low, my friend. Don't.
thus instead of having 1 drink, you have 2.
But not the original drink, just diluted.
Just dilute it. There's nothing wrong with that, G.
Come on, there's sometimes you need the right flavouring, don't you?
No. To me, genuinely,
Authentic drink.
Yeah, but to me, genuinely, Stevie, it was too much. But I know some friends of somebody, I don't know, I'm not going to say who,
Right.
but whenever it's their turn to buy a drink, they say they've got to get up and go to the loo. Is that right, Stevie? Is that right?
No, it's not.
Or they say, Mani Horpini.
Were you doing it a bit? You were bopping a bit?
No, I don't bop. You know that I don't
Even
bop.
when you walk, you shake.
Don't even go there, right? You know that's not true.
I know it's not
You know
true.
me, I'm as rigid as they come.
Absolutely.
Anyway, let me just quickly finish off the latter part of this story. I didn't tell you that when we got in the car, the one that's about 5'10", 5'11", stunk to high heaven of perfume. I said, excuse me. I said, can you just open the window, please? I said, you know,
How do you stink of perfume, though?
Stevie, I can't stand it, honestly.
Okay.
Honestly,
Seriously?
No, I can't, honestly. G will tell you that.
Yes.
First time I met her, I said, crying out
Please
loud,
calm down.
please calm down with the perfume. I said, I can't stand it. I don't like it. I don't even like lipstick. I don't wear it. Right. So anyway, she said to me, she says, I'm sorry, Billy. She said, but the reason why I've put on so much perfume, she said, because my hair smells of torka.
Right.
So her mother
trick now, is it?
her mother had made something, and she was having a go at her mother. She said, you've done this on purpose. You know I'm going out with my patting jeans, right? She's got these jeans on with... Why people have jeans with holes cut in them, I don't know.
Times are hard.
And you pay for that as well.
That's right.
It's amazing, isn't it? I'll have those jeans there, please. Could you please rip a hole in the knee for me? Yeah, and one in the thigh as well. I'd like that. And that's fashionable, allegedly. And then I'll wear it just below my backside. But anyway, so she said, I apologise. Right. I'm apologising because obviously I've put so much on, but it's to cover the smell of the torka in my hair. Right. And then the other one that was driving, right, she was moaning that she was dark. I said, where have you been? She said, I went to Morocco. She said, and we got marooned out there because of the flight. For 3 weeks. So they only went for 2, but they ended up staying out there for 3 weeks. And she says, I can't wait to get lighter again. It's amazing, isn't it? Amazing. I said, do you know Gore go out, that's white people, they go out to obviously get darker. I said, and you're complaining because you are dark.
Have you been out in the sun this week?
No, G. I haven't. I've been working on the computer actually all week.
Doing what?
Doing some reports.
Oh, okay.
You know, I do have to do something for a living.
I thought maybe you've been repairing them.
No, I haven't been repairing them. No.
Maybe you've been just sitting there on Facebooking people.
Anyway, I want to put a question to both of you, right?
Okay.
Now this man, right, goes along to this place where people have a mental illness. They have a problem.
Right.
Mentally, they have a problem.
Okay.
Now he goes over and he says to the director, he says, now to determine whether you're going to be a patient or you're going to be a visitor, he said, we'd like to do a simple test with you. Right? He said, now this applies to both of you. Now listen, right?
Okay.
So we fill up the bath with bath water, obviously.
Right.
And then we offer you a teaspoon or a bucket. How would you empty the bucket? Your answer, Stevie.
How would I empty the... What, you want to empty the water out the bath?
Yeah. Would it be a teaspoon or a bucket?
Well, buckets, obviously.
But G, what would you use?
A bucket.
Bucket, yeah. He says, okay, book yourself a place. You know why? Because anybody else would pull the plug out. Oh, you both fell for that one first thing earlier.
I like that. I was just going to be awkward and say the
Talk about
jumper.
slipping in the bath, hey?
Hey, when would you like to be booked in, both of you?
How about right now?
For the marsh, eh? For the marsh. But marsh means a bad individual. Am I a bad individual? Well, I'm training to be an MP. I don't know. May actually get there. I'm going to say a very good morning to GGG. Do you know who GGG is?
Thank you. Good morning to you too.
No. Do you know who GGG is? Stevie, do you know?
Not a clue.
No, it's the Good Gora Gavandi. The Good Gora Gavandi. It's everything. Estate agents, if you are listening this morning, this is what you need to do. When you are selling a house and they have a Good Gora Gavandi, you need to put that in because Asians, Indians, Pakistanis, Bengali, Sri Lankan people will buy that. Because if you have a Good Gora Gavandi, you know if you need the lawnmower, where do you go?
To the Gora
Gavandi. If you need a spanner, where do you go? To the
Gora
Gavandi. Every time. Hello, Brian. Hello, mate. Have you got your lawnmower, mate? It's true. It's true. Now, some people are going to say, oh, no, it's not true. It's true in my life, all right? I'm only talking about my own life experiences. Brian knows. Brian is the Gora, is the Good Gora Gavandi. And if you want to sell your house, actually, that's what you need to... They've got rid of the hips, by the way, now. Did you know that? You know, if you want to purchase... You wouldn't know this, Stevie, because you was out of the country.
The home information...
The home information packs. They've got rid of them now, so you don't have to spend, what was it, about £300 putting one of those together.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay. Also, on top of that, the 3,000 people that train to become the hip people,
right.
That's the luck people, right? They're not so lucky now. Sadly, they're all out of a job. So
they've had a hip replacement.
They've had a hip replacement, and if you've had a plastic hip, be careful not to stand next to the fire. Yeah, that's right. You could go to one side. Very, very careful. Plastic hips are okay, but not in the very, very hot sun.
Right.
So that's a good Gora Gavandi, and if you need a spanner, screwdriver, you know where to go. So it's all true. It all happens. And how do we repay them?
Oh, roti.
Roti, you can't beat that,
sabji.
right? Now, this Gora named Peter, right, he was talking to this Asian friend of mine, and he said to me, he said, Billy, he phoned me up and he said to me, he said, would you like to come over for some khana pina? He said, now I know khana pina means come over and have something to eat and drink. So he said, yeah, he said, I'll come over. He said, but what do you want me to do? He says, I don't want you to do nothing. He said, I'm asking you to come over. Now, the Asian guy was being clever, right? Because they'd had a big party. And they got loads of chicken, gobi, aloo, mutter peas, everything all left over. How do we get rid of it? Give it to the Gora. Give it to the Gora. Don't throw it away.
Repayment.
No, well, actually, it was a down payment for a job to be done in the future. That's what it was. Yeah.
An advance payment. Okay.
Listen to this first. Listen to this, right? So this Peter, this Gora, he goes around to this house, right? Now, so he said to this guy, he said, do you want me to do anything? No. I said, I'm just going to give you food. That's all. You know, you're part of the family. Of course, he's a part of the family because you wouldn't have a plumber for a start off, right? So Gora, Peter, he's also clever, very intelligent man. He works for an engineering company. He goes to the house, and guess what? The Asian guy said, while you're here, can you just put these door handles on? He said, no, this is the clever part. The Gora said, this is Peter, he said, I would do, he said, but I haven't brought my tools with me because you said you didn't want anything doing. How clever is that? How clever is that? Eh?
But I bet the Asian said, no, Coiny, I've got it. I've got the tools.
No.
He didn't. He wasn't that clever.
No. You know what the Asian guy said? Don't worry, I got a good Gora Gwandi next door, and I'll ask him. So he went round to Brian's, knocked the door. Hello, mate. Yeah. Have you got screwdriver and spanner, Brian? Yeah, here you are. Here's some curry. You know, get rid of it from the party. Get it more of it out of the way. Very clever. Very clever. And
Fabulous.
and obviously, he said to Peter, he said, look, while your food's been obviously prepared and obviously we're warming it up for you, put it in the oven, in the microwave, etc. You can do this.
You carry on doing the work.
Trade.
There you are. You see? Very, very clever. Kill two birds with one stone. Unless you're a vegetarian, obviously, then you wouldn't do that, would you?
What you got planned for a lovely, beautiful, sunny weekend, Stevie? Barbecuing?
I think my brother's doing a barbecue, so I'm going to go over to his.
Very clever.
Billy got
I'm
the
ready
style.
for Billy.
Very, very clever. Very clever. Now at 9:15, maybe, and I'm hesitating a little bit, we may have his lordship on. His lordship's name is Lord Trollpool, and he should be coming on. And he said, Billy, I will come on and say hello to the listeners.
Ooh.
A real lord. And I am going to ask him if I can actually come and stop at his mansion. You might as well. You know, if you don't ask, you know what they say. If you don't ask,
you don't get.
It's as simple as that, isn't it? Got to say good morning also going out to the Broken Biscuit woman that asked me to help her fill out some paperwork. Now, she's applying for a job and it's taken me an hour and a half to fill it because I had to ask her for the references and all the qualifications and things like that. And she obviously didn't know. I had to go through all her paperwork. So it took an hour and a half to fill it out. And you know how she repaid me? Go on. How did she repay me? The Broken Biscuit woman. How did she repay me?
Dun, dun, dun.
Come on, Stevie, tell me, how did she repay me?
Broken biscuits.
Yeah, she gave...
Got rid of it. Her broken biscuits.
She's better than the good Gora Gwandi, isn't she? She gave me a box full of broken biscuits, right?
Dear.
And while I was there, a cup of tea, because obviously I don't drink tea, but again, to be respectful, I said, yes, I'll have a cup of tea. So she gave me a cup of tea with some broken biscuits. I mean, that's it. Her whole life is broken into biscuits. This morning, we have his lordship, and his lordship's name is Lord Trollpool. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You're live on Radio XL. Thank you very much for joining us. And just introduce yourself, please, your lordship.
My name is John Trollpool.
Yes, but you are Lord.
I'm Lord Trollpool, yes.
Lord Trollpool. Well, that's it. That's the whole point. We could have any John on any time we wanted, but we want his lordship on. Your lordship, I met you last week. You were an absolutely charming, wonderful human being to meet. And I met you in a shop in Harborne, and I said, would you please come on the radio and just share with all of our listeners a little bit about your history? How long have you been a lord, sir? Were you born into it, or did you acquire it?
No, I was not born a lord. I became a lord through some two very dear friends of mine.
Oh, right.
Who purchased for me an estate in Scotland.
Wow.
As a present.
Oh, wonderful. That's absolutely superb. Do you go up there a lot, your lordship?
Well, occasionally. It's about 12 to 15 miles from Glencoe.
Yes.
In the west of Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, in Strathclyde, and very delightful place.
Yes. Now, Your Lordship, I quickly want to get in with a question here because I've got G standing next to me because of the air conditioning. She's shivering. Can you believe it? In this weather, she's cold.
Can you hear my teeth rattling?
Now, I want to ask you, would there be any chance of me having the keys to go up for a weekend?
You can come up anytime you like.
Thank
You'd be very welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. I would.
Look, if you care to bring a friend, probably a lady friend with you,
Yes, I probably will. I probably will.
and if you haven't got a lady friend, I'll lend you one of mine.
Oh, he has many lady friends. In fact,
Yes, I gathered that. Yes,
he'll be spoilt for choice.
yeah.
Well, I've got Stevie here with me.
Yes.
He used to be a ladies' man, but he uses the he uses the gents now, and he just wants to say good morning to you as well, Stevie.
Good morning, Your Lordship.
Good morning.
Morning.
And he used to be a bodyguard, so he just wants to ask you a bodyguarding question.
What?
He wants to ask you a question about security. He wants to ask you what we call Stevie.
Well, being a lord, I mean, you probably go around to various functions. Do you actually need a bodyguard or any type of security?
A bodyguard?
Yes.
Yes, I do have a bodyguard.
All right.
Yes, his name's Douglas Harold Gallagher.
All right.
And he's only a small fellow, really, but he's very tough.
I'm sure he does the job.
Yes, and he certainly knows how to do the job.
Yes,
Very tough.
There's a Punjabi saying, never mess with a Donna.
Pardon?
Never mess with a small individual.
That's right.
Yeah, they'll kick hell out of your knees.
Yes, yes, he's quite a handy fellow to have around. I'm off with him later today up to the other side of Wolverhampton.
All right.
We're going to a concert there.
Oh, right, okay.
And he's going to come and pick me up and drive me up there, and he will be with me all the time I'm there.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yes.
G, do you want to ask
I have a nickname for him. We know him just as Doggy,
yes.
but he's known to his friend as Ratbag.
All right. and final question, Your Lordship.
Yes,
You know when your time comes,
yes,
okay, and you want to make out a will,
yes.
do you have anybody close at hand that you would leave all your millions to?
Yes, my daughter.
Oh, right, so there's no chance of me?
No chance for you.
Oh.
No. I
see-
also have,
I could have been your adopted son, that's why I was asking, you see.
well, you see, these two wonderful friends who bought me this wonderful present,
Yeah.
they have had recently their first son,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and they have made me an honorary great-grandfather to their son.
Oh, that's wonderful, Your Lordship.
And you see, so he's in the frame as well for a share in the...
All right. Well,
In the boot.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, Your Lordship, we want to thank you very much. We know you're a very busy individual, right?
Right.
We want to thank you for your time, for coming on.
Right?
And please remember that you've said you'll be more than happy for me to come up for a weekend.
You will be welcome, and your lady friend with you.
Oh.
And there's plenty of room.
Just
Plenty of room.
please do bear in mind that when he leaves the actual property, that all the cupboards will be empty. Just bear that in
All
mind.
the cupboards will be empty.
That'll be his shopping for the rest of the
Yes.
month.
Yes, I hear that he's got quite an appetite. Yes.
Your Lordship, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you very
God
much.
bless.
Oh,
Take-
one more thing before you go.
Yes, sir.
This may interest you.
Yeah.
The young lady who is responsible, and her husband who bought me this property,
Yes, yes.
she's Anglo-Indian.
Anglo-Indian. All right.
Anglo-Indian,
All right.
yes.
Are
I
you?
thought that might interest you.
You're right. Okay. Well, you show me a picture when I come to your place again.
I certainly will.
All right.
She's a
Okay.
beautiful young lady.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Billy, I'll come as your bodyguard, right?
I thought that was coming.
Okay.
All right. Well, God bless you, and thank you very much for coming
Thank
on.
you very
Take-
much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Enjoy your day, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And let me just quickly share this with you. I was reading this report and it said motorists should steer name of drivers named Clark. According to the survey of accident claims, Clark is the number 1 name you need to be aware of. Number 2 is Alan. Number 3 is Lewis. Number 3 is Green. And number 5 is Watson. Right? The least named individuals that you could ever have a bump with is Roberts Hall, Davis Hill, that's Bahari, and Luckady, that's Wood. Now, please notice that there's no Asian names in there. Wah, 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 wah. Eh?
Vajiva.
And
Why not?
Remember that there's no Asian names in the good list or the bad list. So it works both ways, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It works both ways, doesn't it? So this was a survey carried out by an insurance company whose name I would have mentioned if they'd given me something for it, but they didn't, so I'm not going to mention their name.